Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then a little introduction. This is a place to share stories, adventures, and everything I wish I had known before embarking on them. My name is Drina, and you're watching From VG to Here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little different as it's going on our journey about parenting. We are just about 6 months into our journey, the greatest one we've been on yet, of parenthood. So I thought, what better time than now to sit down with you guys, give you an update on things that I love and would deem registry essentials, as well as give you an update on her, how she's doing, and where we're at pretty much. First up, Elisa has gained almost 3.5 kilos since being born and grown a total of 15 centimeters, so she's pretty long. Milestones, I guess, that she's reached or is kind of reaching is sitting up unassisted. She can do it by herself, but she doesn't sit still very long, so she kind of sits and then falls one way or the other, reaching for some kind of toy or pretty much anything. She's just interested in everything and so curious about how things work, and also wants to just put everything in her mouth. She is a pro at rolling forward to backwards, backwards to forwards, left, right. She can roll from one room to the next if you leave her. What else? Oh, she absolutely loves the Jolly Jumper. Man, she could be in that thing all day. We don't leave her in it all day, but she absolutely loves it, especially if you take it outside, because she also loves the outdoors. She very much wants to crawl. Her hands don't quite understand the coordination, but her legs do, so she ends up doing this like launching of her body. Like her legs will go and then she kind of lunges forwards to go forward to move things, or sometimes she ends up crawling backwards and then gets frustrated. She also loves water. Bath time is a huge favorite. We just got a little kiddie pool for summer, so we'll see how she does with that. But yeah, that's pretty much a couple updates on her. Let's dive into the items that we've been loving lately and that I would put on your registry. So since she's just about 6 months, we have gone ahead and started solids, and she is a huge fan of broccoli and Greek yogurt, and not so much for eggs. Is that easier to reach? You still have to pick it up. Good job. Products in regards to starting solids that I would deem as must-haves are, first up, we have these goo utensils. So this one is kind of just like a textured spoon, and this one actually is a hole. These have been super handy because Elisa very much likes to use a utensil rather than her hands. So these, I guess these are like, they're kind of like starter spoons. So this one's super helpful because you can kind of stick things in it so it doesn't fall out as she's trying to bring it to her mouth. And then this is for more like thicker, like pastier, I guess, versus like mushier. And this same idea that the texture holds the food on it instead of just falling off like a slick spoon. They're also nice because the handles are so short that they fit into her hands really well. And yeah, I would just say that these probably, actually definitely are our most used utensils. Along with that, our next item are these suction cup bowls. So they have these as plates as well, but they're really helpful because you can just suction them to her tray, and then she can't, well, she can because babies are stronger than you think, but not as easily pull it off the tray and throw it, or when she's trying to like scoop it up with either her hand or the spoon, it doesn't just as easily fall over, spill all over her and whatnot. The last item in regards to food are these silicone bibs. I don't remember where I got these ones from, but you can find them pretty much everywhere. The little pocket is super helpful in catching food, especially where she's not, like she's still pretty small and there's a gap kind of between the tray and where her stomach is. So tons of food gets caught in here and she'll actually just pick it up and eat out of there as well. I also love the silicone material because it makes it so easy to clean sticky foods. Things like oatmeal, yogurt, I don't know, a lot of baby foods are kind of mushy and sticky. It just makes it really easy to clean off this type of material, which is why like the bowl, the spoons, it's all kind of silicone based. As for other products that aren't food related that we have been loving lately, first up we'll have sleep sacks. So this is a brand new one for the next size up, but I'll insert footage of her in the one that she currently wears. So they're just kind of like a long, it's longer than this, it's folded up, but kind of like a long sleeping bag with armholes. The sleep sacks have made the transition from winter to summer super easy, especially with the heat being on, then the AC being on. And then, I mean, it's like the end of May and yesterday it snowed. So the weather's just fluctuating all over the place, and it's been super helpful to just use a sleep sack. That way we don't have to regulate the room temperature nearly as much. It's also super helpful when traveling because we don't have to bring as many onesies, because you can just wear, like, we don't have to worry about having like, oh, a sleeper that's this thickness and a sleeper that's this thickness. We can just kind of adapt based on the room temperature and based on the sleep sack that we brought. I'll insert a photo here to give you a better idea of kind of how there's a range when you have a sleep sack, and you can kind of just change what she's wearing underneath, or vice versa if you have 2 different levels of thickness for sleep sack. The next item are washcloths. These might be tiny and seem like nothing, but they are a huge help once we've reached starting solids. So in the beginning, I thought we had way too many of these. There was no way we were ever going to use them. But she uses a new one for every bath because it gets dirty and whatnot. But they've become super helpful in cleanup after starting solids. So after every meal, I wish, you know what, I'll try and insert a picture here of just how messy mealtime can get, and having enough of, like, you can't have enough of these. Pretty much you're using at least a couple a day for every meal, and then you have bath time, and they're just, you can't have too many washcloths. Similar to not having enough washcloths are flannels. So a lot of people that I've talked to don't necessarily know what I mean when I say flannel, so I'm just going to show you. So it's one of these blankets. I don't know if you can see. It's just about like that size. It's a square. It is not a swaddle, so it's not like a stretchy material as much. And it's just like soft and a little blanket. And in the beginning, I had a whole bunch of these and was unsure of their purpose, to be honest. Like, in the beginning, we had burp cloths, and they have swaddles, which Elisa doesn't really like being swaddled anyway, so that wasn't a huge help. But as she's gotten older, these things are like the be-all, end-all. You can use these as burp cloths because now her spit-ups, like the burp cloths, are tired. You need the full thing. It covers all of you because you don't know if it's going to go over the shoulder, front of the shoulder. Heck, sometimes she just misses your whole arm. So these come in super, super handy for cleaning up spit up. They also come in handy in the transitioning months, so like spring and fall, as a blanket, like to use as a blanket for when it's like chilly but it's not cold enough to use a thick blanket. They work really well to put over the stroller so that people can't look in. Also to keep the wind out of baby's face. Honestly, these have a million purposes, and if I'm missing one, please tell me down below. Our next item is too big to be in the frame here, but again, I'll try and insert some footage for you, but it is the Jolly Jumper. Collectively, as a family, we try to not impulse buy. We spend a lot of time thinking through what we want to bring into our home, its purpose, its lifetime, the storage space, etc., with the exception of food, which is our weak spot. So when it comes to baby items specifically that have a short time span that they can be used for, we definitely try to follow the 72-hour rule. That being said, there are some loopholes. For example, when a friend offered to loan us the Jolly Jumper for Elisa, it seemed like the perfect opportunity to allow her to explore a new activity, a new toy, without us having to worry about storage and how we were going to keep it long term. I am forever grateful for this because Elisa loves it. Like, she might love it more than me. This child just loves to jump. She loves to be upright. She loves when Grammy puts music on and she can dance to it. She loves when she's barefoot and jumping in the grass. We have yet to, but I'm going to try and have her like jumping in water because I think she's going to love that. She uses it on the daily, and it's just one of her favorite things. This next item is a two-parter, and it's kind of controversial, so if you don't agree, then just move forward. However, I would say that these have been a necessity for us. They are homeopathic medicines. This one is for teething, and this one is for colic. They're the brands Kids 0 to 9. I don't know if you see that there. And this is the colic one. They're just kind of like drops. So it comes with a little dropper in it, and it tells you exactly how much to give for whatever your issue is. They have been a huge help as we approach 6 months. We're talking teething has been a huge thing. We've tried teething rings, we've tried washcloths. Some days there's just nothing that will help calm her down. And so sometimes just a little bit of those drops can help her get a better night's sleep, as well as just ease the pain instead of going like straight to Tylenol or Advil. The colic one has been super helpful with different foods. So it has been for kind of gas. It's kind of like gripe water. And it has been extremely helpful in realizing when we kind of give her too many gassy foods around the same period of time. And she gets really like, oh, I wish I had footage of it, because when she's sleeping even, it's like toot, 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 toot. Anywho, the colic is super helpful again, just to kind of get her to calm down, relax, ease some of the gas pains. The last item that we're going to talk about in this video are these Bamboo Baby multi-service wipes. So it says that they're good for safely cleaning and eliminating odors from toys, high chairs, tables, and all things around baby. So along with teething, it's kind of like a puppy. She just wants to gnaw on everything, which means a lot of things are going in her mouth. And this has just been super helpful to make sure that things are getting disinfected and cleaned, especially like bigger items that aren't so easy to wash, like her extra saucer. This is just super helpful to keep things a little cleaner as she's learning to explore the world around her. If there's anything that I missed in this video or things that you think she might like as we reach the 6 to 12 month period, please do leave them in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help support my channel. And thank you guys so much for being here, for watching us along this journey. And remember, life is what happens between the plans that you make. Bye, guys.